my main goal is, of course, not only providing a living for myself, but a way to provide a not only, bare bones, bare minimum living, but a very comfortable living for those who want to make a career from following their passion.
Welcome to Taho Talks. Today we're inside Origins Athletics. I'm currently with multi-time medalist, current black jiu-jitsu black belter with a super fight record of 2-0 and a current member of the Philippine national team, owner and instructor here at Origins Athletics. Mitiu, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
To start off, what is Origins Athletics?
We are a boutique martial arts and fitness studio. We offer high-level technical training for kids and adults in martial arts such as Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, wrestling, judo, karate, and then we offer also strength and conditioning classes.
And currently, how much do these classes cost?
It depends what package you get. So per class, our pricing ranges from 900, 800 to, if you get a big package, it'll come out to as cheap as 200 plus per class.
Okay. Before we actually want to dive deeper into Origins Athletics, I want to learn about what actually led you to becoming an entrepreneur and actually opening up your first gym. So after college in UP Diliman, after you graduated Broadcom,
Yes.
what did you do?
I was in advertising for a while, and then I found myself as an outsourced consultant for different small businesses through a college professor, and one of those businesses was a big box gym chain in the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I got my experience, and then from 2010, in parallel with that, I was already training Brazilian Jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
So the three aspects of my professional life, I suppose, combined and culminated into this gym. So that being my marketing experience from my first job in advertising as well as in college. And then my jiu-jitsu experience. I've been training now for 13 years.
Wow.
And then as well as my exposure into running fitness facilities. So all of those combined, I suppose, led to this. I've been training jiu-jitsu since 2010. 2010, now would be 2023. And then I competed a lot. And then by 2015, I think, I asked permission from our coach, still our head coach, our founder of the team at the time, to start the kids program. At the time, there was not a lot of kids programs locally. It's a lot more feasible to start a program to teach people, mostly kids, the sport.
Right.
So I imagine the same would be true for jiu-jitsu, but there was a clear potential need in the market that was not being served at the time. There was very few kids programs.
Gotcha.
But I knew even at the time that jiu-jitsu is something that has a very big potential to improve the lives, the attitudes, the discipline. Every other thing you find in martial arts, combined with every other benefit there is to having a fit body, combine those, that's jiu-jitsu, in a very convenient package. And then jiu-jitsu was on the way to becoming popular. So parang it was a slam dunk. It was a slam dunk concept. Parang we tested the concept of running a kids program in Rockwell. It grew quite well considering where we started from. Like 3 students became like 50.
As much as 50?
I think so. We have like a picture where there being like 30 to 50 kids. And then, so parang I kind of saw it as something that really had potential. And now I had proof. So after that, I taught jiu-jitsu along with Mara again.
Right.
And some other co-instructors inside Xavier School, my alma mater, which is a few steps from here. Same thing. It was very successful. Not an extreme amount of students, but all the parents were satisfied. We noticed real improvements in the kids' attitudes. They were enjoying the classes. They were getting good at jiu-jitsu.
And actually, it's a good selling point. No? Like, besides getting fit,
Yeah.
there's a discipline to jiu-jitsu. And
Yeah.
you mentioned the popularity of this martial arts. Actually, napapansin ko rin, like in terms of like taekwondo, karate, I've seen more gyms popping up that is jiu-jitsu. But when you decided to open your very first gym, this one, what was actually your process?
Ayun
Like,
nga,
from
so-
finding your location, suppliers, employees.
First,
How did that happen?
most important thing is feasibility, right?
Yeah.
You can't follow in my opinion, right? Caveat, right? I'm not don't consider myself super mega successful. Like, hopefully we will be in the future.
Right.
But in this early part of what I hope will be a perpetual journey, these are my findings, right? You have to consider first how feasible your idea is, no matter how passionate you are. So as I was saying, we have two proof of concepts before even thinking about putting up an own place. So the most important thing is it made sense numbers wise,
Right.
which most people don't think about when they follow their passions, right? So I had to learn the numbers because Broadcom is not the best course for math, right? Pero parang it just basic math, right? I already had enough students in our programs to pay for rent. It's not as big of a risk as people might think, because that's the common thing that people ask me.
So-
the same as what you asked, like parang, was it a big risk? No, it was not. Parang it was a logical next step, I think.
Since you had the proof of concept which gave you your confidence to open up your gym.
Yes.
But like, let's say, if you put up your gym 4 years ago, like, how much did you actually need to get everything here put up?
Safe to say, that was 100% of my life savings.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yun nga. So, given that, obviously, entrepreneurship is a risk, but I was not willing to risk my life savings on just passion
Right.
alone. That's why I did the hard look at the numbers until not only did it make sense to put up my own place, but it made no sense to not do it.
So we talked about you opening your gym back in 2019, but soon after that, the pandemic happened.
Yes.
How did you stay afloat? How did it affect you?
That was not the best times, right? For a lot
For
of
sure,
business,
yeah.
I'm sure. I can't complain because I'm sure a lot of other businesses, all sorts of businesses also had similar experiences.
Right.
Right. It was not a good time for everyone. So I'm not gonna pretend like I was uniquely affected by the pandemic, but it was kind of rough. One major thing was the gym made back most of the investment already. And
Wow.
parang pretty much ROI in more or less 1 month before the pandemic.
Wow.
So sobrang sakto rin. So
Good.
that kind of, at least, something I can claim na the pressure was off to make the money back. At least, right? Most of it. One other thing was we already had quite a strong following, I guess, a lot of loyal parents. So we were able to continue with an online fitness program that took up our day-to-day for 2 years.
When you were running your online classes, how was that?
Well, the world was a strange place at the time. It was not an ideal setup, but I think we were able to provide a really good program. We were able to maintain a good connection with the kids. We were able to get them moving despite the situation, despite not being able to go out. We were able to keep them fit. And a lot of it was the brainchild, again, of
Of your girlfriend?
our wonderful girlfriend, who is and is still now one of the main driving forces in the gym. So she came up with a lot of the online programming. We both taught it. We came up with online fitness, online kickboxing, kids yoga and stuff like. It was mostly kids. It was mostly kids. Yeah.
Origins Athletics has come a long way in terms of revenue, I guess. How much has it grown from 4 years ago?
Well, the 2 years that was a pandemic was not good, as mentioned.
Right.
That was terrible. But if you're not gonna count that, then it's thankfully been a steady growth.
Okay.
How I would describe it is my only goal was to, I guess, do at least as well as I would have it if I stayed in corporate. Which
Nice. Okay.
I think
It's already great.
it's already
You
great.
have your
But
own thing.
thankfully, we've not only has it significantly exceeded that, but one thing we're proud of here also is my main goal is, of course, not only providing a living for myself, but a way to provide a not only bare bones, bare minimum living, but a very comfortable living for those who want to make a career from following their passion.
Right.
Specifically martial artists. I'm quite proud that relatively, right? Of course, compared to the US, layo, but relatively here locally, people are paid well here. The compensation is fair.
Gotcha. That's nice. In terms of like you, since there's a lot of classes, you have a location here, also in BGC. What does your day-to-day look like as you, the owner or an instructor? What does it look like?
I tend to divide my roles as an owner and then as an instructor, as I think all business owners should, right? Your primary job, I think, as the owner is to be the owner, right? So to help guide the business towards the collective goals of everyone who has a vested interest in the business, right? So, that's my primary role. I try to really step away from the day-to-day so that day-to-day is Mara's job.
Nice.
As the owner, my main job is to think of what's next for the business. So the latest one is we're now carrying, we just started selling geese,
Oh,
right?
okay.
To other academies as well. So that's a whole other new division. Right?
Right.
It sounds so official, but it's another source of profit for the brand, right? Now that the gym is pretty much the day-to-day is handled by Mara, I'm able to do those things. So when parang at any off time when I'm not teaching, those are the things I'm trying to think of. What next, right? How can I improve the gym? How can I improve the experience of everyone coming here? From the equipment that's in the gym, the maintenance of the stuff in the gym, what other offerings can we give them? How can we best personalize the experience of everyone who goes to the gym? What other new programs can we offer? What other martial arts or basically trying to find the product that will fit the needs of the clients here, And then, so that's, I think, important that the day-to-day is out of my hands. As the instructor, it's something that I enjoy doing, and that's something that I'm not soon going to let go of. So that's a whole different part of the day. So as an instructor, it's more closer to sharing what I know as an athlete, the stuff that I learned throughout the 13 years I've been training and competing. So I think that's important for not only me, but the senior instructors not to let go of, because that's one of the things setting us apart. I think the way we teach, the way we produce results. So depending on the goals, what you want for your kid, what you want for your, everyone has different goals coming here, right? I want to be more fit. I want to compete. I want to learn self-defense. We want to be able to fulfill those needs in the most cost-effective and most efficient and most comfortable way possible for all our clients. So important that the people who know best to teach still keep teaching and not just delegate it to someone who, in theory, we can pay less, but our customers will receive a lower level of service. Yun. So we're not trying to be the cheapest here. Okay. We're trying to provide the best experience at a fair price.
Got it. So besides
your question at all.
besides adding more programs,
yes,
how do you actually find your clients?
How we get people mainly is through referrals. Okay. So we have referral promos. We incentivize people to refer their friends. Right. So there are a lot of ways to do that. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but what I'm proud of is we're able to provide a great experience, as mentioned, to each and every one of our clients, such that, or so much that they feel compelled to invite their friends and family.
Right.
Because it's different when we advertise, oh, this is a great gym, versus someone who goes to the gym and says it's a great gym. Right? Siyempre, we give them small incentives to move them along with that. But I would like to think, kahit wala namang discount kung nag-refer ka, you're still inclined to invite your loved ones to try this very weird looking sport also because of the benefits it has provided for your life or your kid's life.
Right.
So yeah, to answer your question, a lot of referrals. It's a lot of referrals. That's why the growth was not explosive, but it's been constant.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And I'm not sure how tough of a question this is. How do you plan to scale the business in the next 5 years?
So yun, scaling is good, but it's not a priority, and that's the beauty of being a sole prop, right? I'm not pressured to scale it just for the purpose of scaling it. So we wanna make sure that we provide I keep saying it, the best experience for everyone, right? Because current profitability is already okay. We're all living comfortable lives, right? So we're not gonna force the scale to scale it, and we want to make sure that we have a lot of our instructors we have instructors that are capable and ready when the time comes, which we don't have yet, right? We have a relatively small team. So our focus now is our current, this branch, our BGC branch, and possibly one more in the near future. And otherwise, we're not focused on scaling for scaling's sake.
Okay. In terms of your biggest dream for Origins Athletics, what is it?
Just being able to keep doing what you're doing, right? So for me, like a big thing is also enjoying what you have now versus focusing too much on the future. Again, this is my personal goals, but what's nice is no one else's goals matter. Only the people who have vested interest in this gym. That's why I'm happy that we didn't take investors, right? If we're happy with what we have now, we're not focused to scale. I don't have any huge dreams of making like 30 branches, 50 branches. Not really, right? We live comfortable lives now, and hopefully we can live comfortable lives doing what we love doing in the near future and making quite decent money doing so. And being able to, well, I guess, if you're gonna ask, if we can provide, again, an avenue for people as passionate as us in martial arts, for them to live a comfortable life doing what they want to do. There's no pressure to scale, no big dreams to find. It's just being able to provide more opportunities to more people, being able to provide the fun, the fulfillment that we've experienced throughout the past decade, more than a decade, doing jiu-jitsu. Not just us, all of the people who have been doing it for as long. Parang it's such a gem, right? Martial arts is such a gem. So being able to offer that with as many people as possible and being able to profit from it.
It's true.
Oh, di ba? Parang yun lang naman eh.
Yeah, okay. What's your advice for entrepreneurs?
Caveat, again, I don't think I'm at any, what do you call this? Moral ascendancy to give advice, as I am also a struggling entrepreneur.
Okay.
But I think the thing that was most useful to me and might be useful to everyone watching this is to not blindly follow passion and look logically at the situation.
Okay.
Right? So look at the numbers. Is it feasible first?
Right.
Right? So, of course, like, I could have blindly followed my passion and tried to be a super world champion.
Yeah.
Only one person in the world is a world champion.
Right.
So how likely was it that I was going to be that one person versus putting up a gym, providing great service, earning a decent living, providing opportunities to people, and then slowly growing that, and then being able to compete as well. I think that was a more logical way to think about it, a more realistic way to think about it. So there's realistic ways to follow your passion.
Anything that you'd like to plug? There's a camera for you.
If you find the things we offer interesting at all, if you ever want to delve into the weird and wonderful world of martial arts, pajama wrestling, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, fitness, everything I mentioned, then please come on over Origins Athletics in San Juan. We also have a kids program in BGC. And hopefully some other little things we're cooking up soon. The brand is cooking up soon. So just reach out to our Instagram page. Mara will be the one to talk to you And hopefully, we'll see you soon.
You saw me get choked out. Now, thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, stay tuned to Taho Talks right here at Filipino Hustle.